This Disney DVD is enhanced with Disney's Fast Play. Your movie and a selection of bonus features will begin.
DVDs have been around for a very long time. They're a simple form of nostalgia that anyone can look back on if they have some sort of DVD player. Especially when some of those nifty discs can be scratched more than a cat scratcher. But the nostalgia for DVDs can be more than just the movie itself, the special features, or the DVD games. It can also be about the DVD menus. A simple form of user interface that can either bring joy to the viewer or just... The fuck are you looking at? So in this video, I thought it would be a neat idea to talk about some DVD menus and see how much they evolve, or in some cases, degrade throughout the years. This video will mainly focus on the main menu, since that is the first screen anyone sees when inserting a DVD. Aside from FBI warnings and health spawns. From what I've seen, there are 3 different types of main menus. There's the fully animated menu, the Clipshow, and the still frame. I'll go into detail on each of these later, but in a broad sense, these menus bring a different and significant emotion to the viewer, both positively and negatively. Unlike video game menus where they get more creative over time, DVD menus have been getting less creative over the years, and it shows. Most of them have lost its charm nowadays, and it feels more like a devolution than an evolution if you ask me. But why is that exactly? Well, to figure that out, I'll go into detail about each of the aforementioned types of main menus and see how they're different from each other, visually and stylistically. To start, I'll go over the fully animated main menu. Typically, these menus vary in style and design, making them stick out more than the other 2 types. The reason why I categorize them as fully animated is due to how they're layered out. These menus either have new animations that are not reused from the movie, animations that are reused for the sake of the menu, or animations from the credit sequence. Either way, each of them have their own identity. They don't feel similar to one another, it gives the menu more personality and charm. Here are a few examples. Shrek 2 and their Brady Bunch style menu screen. It may not seem much, but the menu starts off with Donkey trying to give ideas for alternative titles of the film, where everyone else is trying to shut him the fuck up. It's really funny and memorable to me.
Now, how about this? Shrek 2, Donkey Reloaded.
No!
Spirit, Stallion and the Cimarron, beginning with the scene where Spirit and the other stallions were running in an open field, while the animation evolves more and more, with the menu itself being unfinished models of the main characters, and as you select one of them, they're brought to life, which is a really nice touch. Cars 2 may be one of the worst sequels ever made, but the main menu of the DVD looks surprisingly good, showing off the racers, and Mater, and where they locate in this high-tech spy fashion. Because this movie is a spy film. A fucking spy film out of all things, when the series itself is about goddamn cars! Over the Hedge has this cool vending machine layout with the options being the chip exit. Oh, real smooth move there. And that's just to name a few. I could go on about these, but in short, these menus really do go out of their way with their design. None of these menus feel the same, they're all unique, and have a really clever style. Now let's move on to the Clipshow menus. Clipshow menus are much more simple than the fully animated ones. They have a more basic design and are mostly just clips from the film that are edited down to around a minute or 2. For this, I categorize it into 2 different types, the animated clip show and the jump cut clip show. The animated clip show, despite being, well, a clip show, has some sort of creativity put into it. While they don't stick out as much as the fully animated menus, they have a sense of beauty to it that many other menus don't. Many examples include Frozen, with its snowflakes from the opening showcasing the main characters of the story, which honestly looks pretty to look at. Shrek Forever After, having its own background animations as they animate a brief version of the film, which is not bad. Side note, I find it funny that they use the DreamWorks opening as a substitute for the sky in the first part of the menu. Sunny with a goddamn chance. Yes, I do own a DVD of that show for some reason. The menu showcases the character's PNG image in a funny scene to accompany the character with.
the Deadpool films, with the first one having Deadpool microwave a chimichanga until the microwave explodes to the Clipshow as plays in the background, with the second film having the Clipshow be under a VHS filter with as a background track. Wow. Like I said before, these types of clip shows don't stand out as much as the fully animated menus, but they do have some sort of effort put into them. Unlike the jump cut clip shows. These are more the bare minimum main menus, as it is literally just a clip show and a bar with text on the bottom. This has been a trend with DVDs recently, and again, it really shows. I could bring up a few examples, but they all feel the same, with maybe the exception of a few transitions, like in the Greatest Showman's menu, but that's pretty much it. There's barely any style in these menus, and it's a real bummer to see them, but that is nothing compared to the still frame menu. What the hell happened? I thought the jump cut clip show menus were disappointing, but this... I mean, sure, there were some in the past, like a Goofy movie and the Dick cartoons re-released by Instagram, but man, at least put some effort into them. They have no flair, no personality, and they're just so dull to look at. Honestly, something could have been so much better if it wasn't just a still frame and the characters posing like they're about to be in a poster or something. I think the worst offender in these types of menus comes from one company. One company that is lazy enough to make the blandest menus. And its name is Warner Brothers. And that's because... Sweet fucking Jesus. You know what I said about the other still frame menus beforehand? Well, these are 10 times worse. It's even been done before, and arguably it looks a lot worse. It's awful. And that's all the words I could describe these menus. It's like drinking a 0-calorie soda can, there's no flavor to it. Now that I've basically shit-talked about the jump cut clip shows and still frame menus, how could they be improved? Well... there's no one true way to improve menus like these, with the obvious reason that they're all different movies. So I decided to select a few movies as examples to show that their main menus could be better. Avengers Infinity War unfortunately suffers from the jump cut clip show effect for such a grand scale movie. Since this film is basically a rat race between the Avengers and Thanos to get the Infinity Stones until... I think the main menu should have the stones laying down on the ground, with 4 of the stones being part of the main selection. The Book of Life. Ah, damn it, it's a clip show. Why not have the main menu selection be in the guitar, with the selections being the strings themselves, so the guitar was an important factor to the film's story? Ralph Breaks the Internet's menu is... fine, but I think it could be better. Considering that the film takes place on the internet, why not have the menu selection be clickbait article tiles under a news page, much like how a series of unfortunate events menu has very cynical tiles for its selection. What I'm trying to prove here is that some of these menus could have been so much better. Now they've all degraded to just showing clips of the movie you're about to watch, or a still frame of a 60:9 picture of the poster. Now let's shift our focus to the sub-menus for a bit. You know, the setup, the scene selection, and bonus features. For the most part, they're pretty simple and do the job just fine. One of the sub-menus that stands out the most to me is the scene selection menu, since some of them can go above and beyond with them. Some examples include the aforementioned Shrek 2 and Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron. Both of their scene selections bring chills and majesty for something as simple as a scene selection screen, with the way it's designed and the choice of music they use for each screen. Another sub-menu I'd like to point out is the Disney Sneak Peeks menus. It's always so surreal seeing all these logos pop up in such distinct ways while strange ambient music plays in the background. Now, we'll just stop there and move on, but our old pal Warner Brothers decides to pull this shit with their sub-menus. This static background and Arial bold font text with painfully simple looking buttons makes me want to puke. And they all look the exact same for all the DVDs they've released recently. There's no effort or appeal put into them. So to conclude this, DVD menus have lost their appeal over the years. They used to be creative and unique, but now it's either clips or a static image. My theory as to why it's like this is that since not as many people would go out and buy DVDs or hell even Blu-rays anymore, and things like streaming services and less than legal options to watch movies, less effort has been put into these discs than what they used to. And it's sad to think about this. They used to be something special, something that could bring so many memories, but now it's simply just another way to watch the movie. DVDs and their menus have unfortunately become a dying fad, but it's a dying fad that will never be forgotten.